how dare they listen to what you said and then be surprised and shocked? It's like, gotcha.
Actually, I have met some cool women at the local chess clubs. Pretty sure I'm not pregnant, but I'll have to check.
You think Jesus is a lizard?
Nah. Yeah, and Joe Biden's a fish.
I hate the city bikes. They think that they are the main character.
I went on a 7-day hike with my brother, and his shoes caught fire on day 3.
How did they catch fire?
Welcome to the Close the Door Behind You podcast. We've got a very special guest, Massey Cashore. As always, we have Christos. I'm Dr. Jud. And welcome, Massey. What's happening?
How's it going? Good to see you guys.
What's the story with the shirt? Who's Paul Murphy?
Yeah, Paul Murphy is a chess player. So I play a lot of chess in the parks, like over at Washington Square Park. And this is one of the T-shirts that they sell at the Chess Forum, which is like one of the final, I think it's the final like chess shop that kind of harkens back to the old days of a lot of like street chess going on in New York. And so Paul Murphy, he's just this like legendary character. He's one of like the best chess players from the 1800s. He learned to play chess by like watching his dad play when he was like 4 years old, and he was brilliant. He was like the strongest player for his time, and by the time he was like old and the best at chess in the world, he was like a sign of being really good at chess is a sign of a wasted life. So, like I hated being really good at chess, and that's an energy that I respect a little bit.
That's what he said?
Yeah, that's what he said. And he played like a really violent, exciting brand of chess. So he's
Are they street hustlers, the guys in Washington Square?
Yeah, well, okay. There's like a common misconception that they cheat.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really cheat. Like they play really fast and they talk shit. It is like a brand of like street chess, so it's like fun. It's
They're
better.
distracting you by
They're
talking
distracting you, and a lot of them are really good. And there's kind of tiers of them. So like the weakest guys, they'll make you pay up front, and it's like a donation to play. And then the really, really strong guys, they'll gamble with you. So they'll give you like $5 if you win, but these guys are like really strong. And then in the middle guys, they'll only make you pay if you lose. So there's kind of like tiers of them. And yeah, actually, I play there a lot. Those guys are.
What's the most you've ever lost?
Okay, actually, one time I lost like at the chess forum, I lost like $100 to this guy who.
What's the chess forum?
It's the shop. It's where I got this
Yeah,
T-shirt.
it's one of the oldest running shops.
It's on the back of the shirt. It says like the location. It's like right on the street off of Washington Square Park. You should check it out. It's like they got a lot of cool like chess boards for sale and whatnot.
I got a chess clock from there.
Yeah, hell yeah, me too.
Nice.
Yeah, and so they got like a room in the back where you can play chess. And I was there one time, and there was this guy who was like. He was like a young kid. He was like good at chess, and we started playing. And then he was like, "Yeah, let's play like $5 a game or something." And then like I won that game, and I'm pretty sure he like, "Oh, I blundered. Wow, you win. Let's up the ante." I think we played like I forget the details, but I got like I think it was like $100. We both put up $100, but he got like 2 minutes on the clock and I got 10 or something, but he was a snake in the grass. So.
Wow.
He was
but it was a good game. I don't know. I wasn't like.
Do you play pool as well?
Nah, not the same level. I'll play pool, but I'm not gonna put $100 on pool. Yeah.
It's a little more of a gambling-ready environment. How do you feel about those girls that like Nemo chess in them, that like sexualize chess in a way? Like, hey, I'm a hot girl that plays chess, and then I like to go to these people and pretend I don't speak chess, but I'm actually ranked and everything.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's great for the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a friend who played one of them, who played Nemo in the park. There's a video of him playing Nemo in the park. He's kind of a legend in the.
Nemo's a girl?
Nemo's a girl, yeah.
Okay.
I think she's from Toronto. She's from Canada.
There's some Asian girl.
That's
Nemo.
Nemo,
Yeah.
But she's like she's trying to be like an influencer too, and she's like saying the dumbest takes like on a regular basis. And then I saw this one video where she does like the whole bamboozle thing of like, I'm new to chess, like I've never played before, and it's like, what's the joke? Is the joke that, like, they believe you more likely when you're saying, like, oh, I've never played chess before because you're an attractive, like, female? Because she goes to this guy that's, like, clearly neurodivergent and like just seems like a genuinely nice guy. And she like goes up to him and she's like, "Yeah, I've never played chess
I've
before."
seen this video,
You know, and he's like, "Oh, okay, well I'll teach you." And he's like, "Oh, that's a strong move, but I could tell like you're inexperienced."
Dom, can you pull it up? Can you pull up that?
He's such a sweet guy too.
yeah.
He's like,
I'll
"Oh,
try
let
to
me
find
help
it.
you. Let me teach
So
you."
see-
She's actually playing brilliant moves. And he's like, "Oh wow,
Yeah, that's
you
really
just won
good.
my night. Great
yeah,
move."
yeah, and he's like really supportive. And then like, what's the point of the video? Is like for you to just be like, "Haha, dumbass! Like I'm a grandmaster."
Well, I think like most of the time it is like that, right? Because
Yeah.
it is like funny when, you know, like a beautiful woman is not like typically what people think of when they think of like a really strong chess player. Then she pretends to be like bad at chess, and then
Yeah.
a lot of the time you get like really like, I don't know, strong personalities being like shook to their core about
Yeah.
losing to a beautiful woman. And in this one specific instance, it is hilarious because he's like the sweetest guy. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, very good move."
Yeah.
Does she like start to get like? Does she start to feel bad? Does she start
No,
to show empathy?
because she's a
Empowered.
sociopath. Because
Okay,
I've
yeah.
seen
You
seen
gotta be a
other
sociopath
videos
a little bit,
of
yeah.
her like having takes or like interviews, and I'm like, oh, you're a sociopath because this guy is like over there. He's like super sweet and like doing all whatever, and then she's like crushing his spirits of like, if you came up to me and you're like, hey, I've never done this before, like, can you show me?
Yeah.
And I'm neurodivergent, like. I'm going to be like, okay, like, yes, absolutely. Like, why are
Yeah.
you getting mad that these guys are, like, not expecting you to, like, play well when you're going and saying, like, I'm new to this, I don't play well. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
That-
So, what's the joke, And then
Yeah.
he's over there, and it's like that's his like main hobby. That's his life. Like that's what he enjoys, and that's like what brings him joy. So you got to come into there and be like, hey, that thing that you love and you're like really into, like super attractive people like me are even better at it. Doesn't that make you want to fucking die, dude?
You got nothing
You
going
have
for you in your
nothing.
life. I got so many
Yeah,
good things.
look at me. I'm hot. I'm ranked. I have a social media following,
Yeah.
and you're just a fucking loser, dude. Like what?
Yeah, the neurodivergence does add an element. I don't know. It is pretty. Fun.
I'll
Still
send
feel for
Dom the
guy.
thing. Like, I gotta find the video because
I
it's
think
like,
I have it. Is
you
this
have it. Can you pull it up? No,
not
that's
this
not the
guy.
one.
This guy's really sweet too, but he's not.
Oh, you know that guy? From
Yeah,
watching-
he's a staple of the park.
He
scene.
looks like a boxer or something.
This one
That
is like
guy, yeah.
indoors.
He's definitely been.
That guy makes you pay a donation up front.
He definitely has had a prison number before. He's definitely had to identify himself as C6 69922.
I thought you were gonna start saying chess moves like C4,
Definitely
E5.
not. You're not gonna find any chess
D6.
moves in.
It's
My
titled
Fun and
"Going
Knowledge.
Under in a Shopping Mall." Dom, I'll send you the thing. And it's just like what's your motivate? It's like it's all content, you know what I mean? And then she's
Yeah.
like she's not even like that high ranked, you know what I mean? Like where
For a master, she's like on the low end of master.
yeah, right. And it's like, okay, we get it. Like sex appeal, you're bringing it to like women of chess and like all that kind of stuff. But like if your whole thing is just like look at these men like not expecting me to be good and whatever, and it's like, yeah, but you told them you're not good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
how dare they listen to what you said and then be surprised and shocked? It's like, gotcha.
Well, it's like that movie Hustlers,
Yeah.
right? So like when the girls like basically like go and like rob all these guys. By the way, so have you seen that movie with
No.
Jennifer Lopez? So they're like these strippers, and it's basically like women empowerment, like hustling guys. It's the same shit. This girl's basically hustling this neurodivergent guy. But it turned out that this guy I went to high school with, he became a cardiologist. And he was kind of like, a nerdy guy growing up, but now he's like got a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So he would go to Scores, which is a strip club here in New York City, and he would spend like tons and tons of money. And these girls would like just, they would take his credit card, they'd ring up like tens of thousands of dollars. So finally, I guess the manager of Scores like called him up, or like, hey man, you have a bill here for like $140,000.
140 grand.
And he's
Holy
like,
cow.
yeah, like that's ridiculous. Like you totally took advantage of me. I'm not paying that. And the manager from Scores was like, okay, how about we just like call the New York Post and let him know that a prominent cardiologist is ringing up bills of $140,000 at a strip club. And he's like, go ahead. And he did. and it was literally on the cover of the New York Post, and that's what
Holy cow.
inspired the story
Wow.
of the movie Hustlers.
Wow, really?
He
That was
never
your
paid.
buddy?
Yeah,
Wow.
He never paid.
Heart
Never
problems.
Good for him.
he
yeah.
never paid. Yeah.
And then, if anything, he could sue for defamation.
I think he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
But that didn't come out in the movie. The
No.
movie was just like, these strippers basically empowered by hustling these dudes and getting over on them. And
Did he get more clients out of it? I imagine people who frequent strip clubs don't have the healthiest hearts. you
Yeah.
know? Like,
Yeah,
this
right.
guy gets my problems.
I don't think they have the best insurance. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're able.
that's true.
Okay, so
Oh,
here
yeah.
we go.
All
Here's
right,
the
check
video.
this out.
Yeah.
So
So she's a secret grandmaster.
You did spot that tactic, but one move too late.
One move too late.
how old is this girl? Like
Probably-
20-something?
Brooks left to begin attacking.
Can you pause it for a second? Look at this dude.
Wait,
Okay.
is this guy? First of all, is this guy like working at a TCBY?
He's
yogurt?
at a mall, dude. He's at a mall, and she's going up, and she's like, "Watch me beat this guy working at chess like at a
Yeah,
mall."
but is he like working like serving ice cream and then on the side?
No,
playing
no. I
chess?
think it's like I don't know what it is,
could be.
but
There's Red Bull next. You know he's like really good at Magic the Gathering
Yeah.
though, or something.
100%. He's got like a $700 Magic the Gathering deck.
Oh, easily.
You know,
yeah,
that, like,
he's
his
playing in
life
the
has been
draft.
So what's
poured
some
into it.
background on this girl? Like, where is she from?
Who cares, dude?
I think she's from Toronto. She came up in Toronto.
Okay.
Look, I still have a lot of pressure.
I'm from Toronto. So.
That's fine. Toronto's allowed here. Look at this. Okay,
A near lethal attack. You're just missing one piece of the puzzle.
right. Okay, he's giving feedback.
He
It-
is checkmate.
That's kind of funny. It was like the most obvious mate in one.
Yeah.
He's still giving feedback. It's taken him a while.
What's up with this guy's shirt? There's like some kind of scenery on it. It
Yeah,
looks
he's probably
interesting.
got a Japanese. Yeah, it looks like a Japanese.
Land of the Rising Sun.
Yeah. Look at this. You see, like, you think that guy's got like a lot going for him? You know what I mean? And now you're just gonna publicly shame him?
I don't know, dude. He does have a sweet ponytail.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got his hair at least.
First of all, if you're a guy in 2025 that has a ponytail and you're not a charismatic Dominican barber, you are in trouble.
How do you know that he's not a charismatic Dominican barber?
I could tell, dude. I could just feel it. But you know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand the point, you know? And that's not the full video. There's like another one where he's like being like even more supportive or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, it's kind of like the whole Queen's Gambit thing, right? It's the same premise.
Yeah.
It's, hey, I'm a girl. I'm not rated. I have no ranking or whatever. I know nothing about chess, so excuse me. But like, hey, like, woe is me. I'm gorgeous. And then she goes and smokes everybody. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have no problem with that. It's just if you go in and say like I'm not good, like, please, help me out here. And then you're like, what a chauvinist pig, like, for helping me or whatever. Like, it's just
Yeah, he's
unbelievable.
kind of the butt of the joke. I do feel
Yeah.
bad. The first time I saw it, I did think it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Because he is like so genuine. Yeah, it is kind of bad because the joke is on him and he's clearly just like a nice guy.
Right. I mean, but it's not like this
It's
is like
pretty
a
funny.
first time for her. Like she's like it's a recurring thing. Like these guys who are over hustling in the park, right? Like
Yeah.
not for anything. Like maybe a lot of them not good guys or whatever.
I wouldn't say that. I think they're actually great guys.
A lot of them probably great guys.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not saying. I'm just saying like in defense of like the gotcha moment. But it's also like
Yeah.
if what's his name the Japanese player
Hikaru?
the baseball player
Baseball player. Oh.
Otani. Like if Otani went to like a fucking rec baseball game and was like just hitting home runs and he was like, see, you guys are so stupid, like I'm just so good at baseball and you guys like doing this like leisurely activity, like what are you thinking, dude?
That would be kind of sick though.
Yeah, I mean that would be fine, but like the whole premise is like just built on this like going to these guys. A lot of them, that's like their life, doing it
Yeah.
in the park and
Yeah.
over
If you
there.
went to like a coach.
Yeah.
You went to a coach and like, oh, I need help real bad, and he makes the coach look dumb.
Yeah.
Then that's pretty rude.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I just don't. And then just I've seen her takes too, and I'm just like, you know what? No.
Really?
Yeah.
Christos doesn't like women.
No, I love women. I love women. My favorite comedians are women. I love women. I do not like people, especially like when there are people who are autistic or like down on stuff, or they're under the poverty line or anything like that, and like making them the joke. So
That
like
is true.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't like to like punch down.
Yeah,
You're
I don't
always,
like to
claiming,
punch
in
down
comedy,
unless
don't
you got a
punch
big
down.
heart.
Yeah.
so
Speaking of comedy, though, what's going on in your life aside from chess?
Smooth transition.
Yeah, I wanted to take. We kind of went on a tangent for a little while. Like, what else is happening with you? Like, what's up? Who is Massey Cashore?
Yeah, I don't know, I've been telling jokes. I just did the St. Mark's comedy competition. That was cool. I took down second place.
Hell
Nice.
yeah,
which
brother.
was pretty cool.
What was the
Nice.
prize for that?
Some cash and some spots and
Cool.
some clout.
Nice. Did you go blowing on chess?
Oh yeah, I was right in the park. Yeah, I was just gambling it all away.
Nice.
On chess.
So you're doing
an
spots. What
addiction.
else is happening?
Mostly spots and writing and.
What's your writing process like? Do you write every day? Do you write like one day a week?
I've been trying to switch it up a little bit. I got like notes. I got like a notes in my phone, a notes app where I just write down a bunch of ideas and then I try to like make jokes out of them. I've been trying to like become more like consistent about like having a writing process and like trying to be like consistent at writing jokes like every day or every week. Still trying to figure it out. I'm reading a couple books on joke writing. Sure, like books on. You guys ever read like books about joke writing?
I have. It's very
No.
Yeah, it's
not very helpful.
You can pick up like tidbits, but people have like full formulas, and you're like, this thing doesn't make sense. It's like weird, like you're trying to put too much structure on it, but you take away what you can. Let's see. Actually, this was interesting for the comedy contest. I feel like for a year I was just doing open mics, and it's because there was an open mic. Well, also I was like newer to comedy, but there was like an open mic that was so good I didn't have like any need to do shows. Like my whole like need for like going up in front of a crowd was satisfied by this one open mic, and I just go there and do my new jokes for the week and like enjoy it and like do it the next week. But then that open mic folded, and there was kind of this like void in my like experience of doing comedy. So with doing these like spots recently for the show and whatever, I've had to for this contest, I've had to like take all the jokes I've written in the last couple of years and like make an act out of it.
Yeah.
And that was like an interesting process because at first, I've written like a bunch of bad jokes, a couple okay ones, but like you gotta like scrape together the like diamonds in the rough, so to speak. So there was a couple. I did this one show. My buddy in Philadelphia put me on. Shout out London Duran, and it was like a 12-minute spot. It was awesome, and like the first couple jokes were great, and then I did this one joke that I really like. And it's more like nerdy than like maybe people are used to, and like I lost the crowd for like 2 minutes. I was like, that does not belong here.
Yeah. But you get that feedback.
Exactly, it's
which you
helpful.
won't get at a mic, right? Because if you're so focused on making comics laugh, then you enter a territory of like, okay, but the everyman isn't going to be in that kind of, that's why like you do an open mic and like these really dark jokes like work because the comics like it, but then you go and try these dark jokes and like a regular audience and they're like, ooh.
Like, what did you just say? Yeah, exactly. Your bar for normal becomes skewed real fast.
So really it's a blessing in disguise, which we were talking about blessings in disguise of that open mic kind of folding because it pushed you into this
Absolutely,
opportunity.
yeah. It gets you out of your comfort zone.
Which mic was it?
It was the Get It Going mic.
Oh, yeah. Everyone talks about
11:30
that
at
mic.
Eastville. That one was so good. Yeah.
Yeah, who was
11:30 p.m.
PM.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Friday and Saturdays. Yeah.
Wow.
I would like cancel social plans to go to that mic. I'd be like, you guys have fun at the bar. I gotta go to Eastville for 10:30
on a
to
Friday
sign
and
up.
Saturday in New York City? That's got to be dope.
It was awesome. That was like a good hang too.
Yeah.
So you'd see
It was
like
a
all your
party,
friends.
huh?
Yeah, it was fun.
That's a good
And so they
dedication.
canceled it. It's no longer going on.
Oh, it's still going. And, like I still like the mics, but it's just not the same. Like it's not as packed as it used to be. There's like different hosts now.
It's because
so
it's the
hosts
summer.
left. No, it's because the host changed and like kind of the like.
Who's the host
infrastructure
Was it
around
Laughing Buddha?
It
or
was
no?
no, it wasn't Buddha. It was Josue and Sesh.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
They put on a good mic. Now
Yeah.
it's now Josh Bloom does the Friday and Oddball Matt does the Saturday.
Oh,
and they're
okay.
both still good mics.
cool.
I like doing them, but they used to be more like it used to be like a staple of the week.
But Josue is kind of more doing like St. Mark's and stuff. So he's probably,
Josue's the same arcs guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, look, at the end of the day, like you got to get the reps in, so you're gonna have to do it regardless. But yeah, more shows is better.
Yeah, exactly. What's new with you guys? How's the comedy scene treating you?
Same bullshit. Yeah, honestly, it's today's episode is about you. So.
Speaking of which, so this is the part of the podcast where we do a very special thing, which is we play Pokemon. Do you know anything about Pokemon?
I played Pokemon Blue back in the day.
Cool.
Wow.
So we're going to
Okay.
play Pokemon today. this is our sponsor, Pokemon Japan, and Christos, if you would be so kind as to introduce the product.
So today's product is a TCG Booster Treasure Chest, which is a special lunchbox chest that is available for kids or men in their 30s, as far as I'm concerned.
Let's go.
There are probably some less desirable packs in here, but just a heads up, besides pulls from me, no one has ever pulled anything good on our show.
Okay,
so we'll see
the
how it
pressure is on.
Yeah, unfortunately, we lost our sponsorship by the Japanese Pokemon because of unfortunate, unrealized claims of the rising empire of Japan and its supremacy and whatever.
I thought it was over my support of Israel.
I mean, that's part of it, but that's not really what they care about. They just think that we don't advertise the empire of Japan enough.
Wait, so who's this? This isn't the Empire of Japan?
This is the American Pokemon. So these are English cards, yeah.
We're kind of like on a probationary...
Yeah.
Japan is watching you guys?
Well, no. We're on a probationary with the American version.
Yeah, so we'll see. Because we have to pay. The Japanese ones we had for free.
Sweet.
Okay, so do you want to open Obsidian Flames, Temporal Forces, or Twilight Masquerade?
Let's do Obsidian Flames.
Okay, good choice.
Thank you.
All right, so you're going to open it.
Right.
All we care about is the shinies.
The shinies, all right. Oh, I feel like I'm 9 years old again, just sneaking out
Doc
of school.
Jud, you want to open one too?
Sure.
Pokemon Trading Card Game Live. Heatmore, not shiny. Lillipup, not... Oh, I see a shiny in here.
Okay.
I see a shiny.
Let's go. Pull it out. Wiglet, show us.
Rain Splash.
Show us Wiglet. Okay, that's it's decent. It's okay. So reverse hollow foil. You can put it to the side.
Weakness, 2 lightnings.
Yeah.
All right, Gita Scovillain.
Okay, is that a shiny?
That's a shiny.
That's actually a pretty good card. That's probably like a $2-3 card.
$2-3.
Very good. Very good.
Let's go.
Anything else in there, or is that it?
Let's see, got some energy.
No
That's
more
it.
shiny?
That's
okay.
it.
Doc Jud, let's see what you got.
Let's see. We got Tadbulb, which looks like a light
right.
bulb.
Just
with
go
a
to the
helmet.
shiny. You don't need to.
Applin looks like
Just
an
go
apple.
to the shiny.
We got Swirlex.
He's still not going
shiny.
to shiny. Just
Litwick,
go to the shiny.
not shiny.
Okay, he's still going.
Slurpuff, not shiny. Perrin, nope. Looks like a hot chick, but not shiny.
Okay.
Militic. Oh, here's a shiny one. Zapdos.
What?
Oh,
let's
Is that
go,
big?
buddy.
A
Good
legendary
job.
bird.
Yeah, that's a legendary
Zapdos
bird.
looks like Big Bird, but Japanese.
It does.
Next one is Gira Farig, which looks like
What'd you call me?
It looks like if a giraffe took mushrooms and is running kind of out of control through the
Yeah,
woods.
it's like if Bambi was in Alice in Wonderland.
This looks very shiny.
Whoa, yo, what the fuck? That's a good pull.
What is
Oh,
it?
That's
cool.
a really good pull. Wait, bring it here. Don't bend it. Don't touch it.
Ogre Pond.
Yeah, Ogre Pond. Holy shit, dude. This might actually be the best pull we've had. I'm going to scan it.
Well, it is my birthday.
Yes. Okay, so go ahead. Continue while I scan.
So anyway, that was our tryout for American version of Pokemon sponsorship. Thank you for participating.
Thanks for having me on that. Yeah, I feel like we got a genuine advertisement for the American Pokemon Association right there.
So at this point, Christos basically goes through, he kind of does some research on the card, tries to figure out if it indeed was a good pull, how much it's worth, and if we really need to get excited over this.
And
Cool.
so, confirmation, this is a $3 card.
Nice.
Woo!
Yes.
$3.
We're rich.
Yeah, so not
Could buy a
quite as
gallon
exciting.
of gasoline.
But to make up for it, I'm going to open one.
All right.
Usually I get the best pulls for some reason, but
Just karma.
yeah, I don't know. I could really use some good karma right now. All right, so Massey,
Yes.
what's one thing that you think people should know more about?
Okay, we're dealing with Pokemon cards here right now. You guys ever heard of the game Dominion?
No.
Dominion is kind of like Magic the Gathering, but it's less popular and it's usually played like over the table. Or I guess Magic the Gathering is played over the table. It comes in like a box set. It's one of the original deck building games.
Huh.
I played a lot of Dominion during the pandemic. At one point, I was ranked 50th in the world.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah,
What did you do during the pandemic?
I played Dominion.
Were you working?
I was in school. I was finishing my PhD.
Oh, you have a PhD in what?
Applied math, operations research, really, but it's people don't know typically what that means, so I just say applied math.
Because you have like a math brain, does that help you with chess?
Yeah,
Because
totally.
it's all a bunch of algorithms and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
if
And
not
before I
this,
played
then
chess,
this.
I played Go.
Oh,
Played
nice.
Go in high school. Yeah,
Is that like
no
Uno?
Go.
Hikaru no Go, exactly. That's the one anime I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, what did you say?
Is that like Uno?
No. It's
Gotcha.
It's like it's played on a 19 by 19 grid, and players take turns placing stones on the board, trying to control the most territory.
Interesting.
It's like an ancient like Chinese, Japanese, Korean board game.
Cool.
Yeah.
What did you like about Go? What would you say like the biggest difference between Go is and chess?
Oh, actually, I could talk about this for sure. Yeah. So Go and chess, they're very similar at like a high level. Like they both require like good sort of visual processing and logical decision making. There is like when you sort of get to like strategic levels, there's differences in the types of calculation that you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like in chess, you have to be very, very precise on like short time scales or like short depth, but you can't make like any mistakes. Like on chess, you're always sort of teetering on the brink of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
In Go, because it's not so like the pieces only do one thing, and there's sort of less like immediate chaos. There's like bigger picture considerations that factor into the decision making more.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of the time someone will play a move that's like critical for this part of the board, but you have to make a decision about whether this part of the board is like as important as like expanding over here. And because like it's there's so many moves, like a typical Go game is like much bigger in terms of like how many decisions you can make at each point and how many moves there are. You're never going to calculate like the full kind of like subtree of the game that you're like deciding between for like two moves. You have to make like very sort of heuristic decisions about like how much this move is worth versus like how much like defending over here is worth. Whereas in chess, you got to be like, am I going to lose this pawn? If I make this move, am I going to lose this pawn? And if I lose this pawn, what is the evaluation of the board after like the sequence of forced moves? And you sort of like, there's much less room for error, but the sort of time scales on which you're making a decision are shorter.
Did you say heuristic?
Heuristic, yeah.
Do you know what that means?
No.
Me either.
It's like an approximation. It's like it's like a factor that you consider that's not exact, but it's like an approximate evaluation that you can use in your head to judge.
Right.
Like a heuristic would be like, oh, the milk's green, I probably shouldn't drink it. Like you haven't done a test to like check whether it's rotten, but like heuristically, if it's green, don't drink it.
Right. There's enough evidence to point to a logical conclusion.
Yeah.
There. Got
If a
it.
woman has a green discharge, you probably don't want to stick your
That's a
dick in
pretty good heuristic, yeah.
Yeah.
I know a bunch of Japanese terms from playing Go. So there's a common term in Go called aji, which means, I think it means like taste.
Mm-hmm.
In Go, it's typically used to describe like, it's like in the context of like bad aji, like it's just got like a bad taste, like the shape that you're making or the move, the kind of structure that you're forming is like a bad like vibes, basically. Yeah, so aji is like a common like thinking that comes up in Go, and also it's important in chess, but it's like far less important than in Go, where you're really sort of like just trying to evaluate the quality of the shapes you're making, as opposed to being very precise about like getting your knight to a better square or something.
Right. So like Go is more like civilization,
Yeah.
the game, and
Yeah.
then chess is a little bit more like
A battle.
more like
Yeah.
a Fire Emblem or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Go is like a war, like a full war,
Yeah.
and chess is like a single battle.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Shall we fire?
Yeah.
All right. So it's this part of our special podcast. This part of the podcast is called the Lightning Round.
The lightning round.
On the Lightning Round, we ask our guests the same set of questions. So I'm going to start.
All right.
Massey Cashore, you
Doc Jud.
find yourself in trouble,
Okay.
and unfortunately, you're arrested. You're in jail. They give you one phone call. Who you calling?
Do I get more context, or I just first thing off the top of my head?
First person off the top of your head.
Probably my mom.
Okay.
Mom, I'm in jail.
Which should be like.
What if
super
it's a
disappointing.
horrific thing that you're ashamed to tell your mother about?
Probably my brother.
Okay.
Jeremiah, I'm in jail.
Is Jeremiah older or younger?
He's younger. He's 3.5
Okay.
years younger, yeah.
But it'll help you out.
He would help me
He'd
out.
probably call mom.
No, probably not. Well, if it's a horrific thing, he'd probably be like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
Nothing I could do about it, but that sucks.
All right, so what if it's just something stupid? What if it's something where you could probably get out, the
He
next
already said
day?
his mom.
Well,
Yeah.
if it's something stupid, then I'm calling my friends. I'm like, guess what?
Do you want me to come down? No, it's cool. Like, this is actually chill.
I got a bed. I'm making some friends.
Dude, you know what's the one thing keeping me from pooping all the time? Doors. There's no door. I just go straight there. It's sick. Oh, man. Okay. Next question. What is a bit of life advice that you would give to your younger self, knowing what you know today?
Oh man, so much. To summarize it, it would probably be to think about the bigger picture more. So I think it's very easy, especially when I was younger, to like think about like sort of like small goals that I have, or like things that I wanted to do that were just like cool and I wanted to do them and I worked really hard at them. But if I had like taken a step back and thought about like the bigger picture in terms of like what these things mean, like in the broader context of my life, I might have done things a little bit differently. Specifically in the context of like my research, my PhD, I probably would have done a different research topic had I been more big picture focused.
Do you feel like the PhD has helped you though?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely the kind of thing that didn't go the way I thought it would. Like this, if you talked to me like 5-7 years ago, I was like very dead set on doing academia, like being a professor. Like my vision for my life is like I'd do my PhD, get an academic job, write papers for 30 years, have like a retirement luncheon where my colleagues come and like sing my praises, and then I'd die and leave behind a Google Scholar page with a bunch of citations, and that would be like a fully fulfilling life.
And then you found women.
And then I found
You're like, I need
that
to
took
actually make
years.
money.
That was
Years
That was
later.
years later. I still haven't found them. Actually, Where are they?
They're playing chess in the park.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I have met some cool women at the local chess clubs, but yeah, I don't know. Just thinking about the bigger picture a little bit is
You're
it's
pretty young, though. How old are you, 30?
31, almost 32. Yeah.
Yeah, same age. So what
Nice.
did you? What's like the dynamic shift that took place that made you realize like academia is not for me and this is what I have to do?
Dude, I'll tell you, like I'm pretty like stubborn. So I was like, the PhD was tough. I don't want to get too into it, but it was like each year was kind of worse, like harder than the last.
How many years?
5 years. 5 years. And then that was after doing 5 years in undergrad too. But I was like really determined to sort of have this life. So I just like gritted my teeth. I stuck through it. I came close to quitting a couple times. Like I did it during the pandemic. It was rough. But the big thing that changed is like in my 5th year, at the end of my 5th year, I was planning on doing a 6th year and then doing a postdoc and like still pursuing the dream. And I just did an internship at like a tech company, and I went to this internship, and it was like a real job. Like I was doing like writing code, like doing analysis of data and stuff, and it felt like just the best vacation I've ever had in my entire life.
And it was work, and they were paying you.
It was work, and they were paying me, and I was like, I have never. It was like turning the light bulb on, and I was like, oh, I could be happy again. Like it was. So I sort of that clued me into like maybe this is really not like the best sort of path for me, given like the rest of my.
Yeah, do you feel like when you're academics, you almost feel like you deserve to be punished a little bit, and therefore kind of like makes you better at it, or like I don't know. I almost feel like for me, like going through medical school, then doing residency, there's a lot of punishment and a lot of sacrifice, and you almost feel like that continues, like this like feeling that you have to like just like.
Always be doing something. Yeah. There's like if you're not like doing something right now, like it's like a Friday at like 10 p.m. and you're like, oh, I could be doing work. I could be working on my thesis.
It gives you anxiety, right? Like
tons of anxiety. Yeah. And then when you don't sort of have the accolades that you see your peers getting, it gives you depression, and like you're for me specifically, like my entire sort of sense of self was like rooted in my like value as a researcher. So and that was like not a healthy way to approach it at all. But when I would like kind of perceive my research as not being successful or see other people having more success than me, it would like take a pretty heavy toll. And so that was sort of like a big source of like cognitive pain.
Wow. Okay. Next question.
So you need any medical advice?
Tons, dude.
Tell us.
I just found out I have shingles.
Ah,
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, so
You're pretty young to have shingles.
That's what the doctor said. Yeah,
Yeah.
he said that.
Isn't it contagious?
No, well, have you guys had chicken pox?
If you haven't had the chicken pox, it's contagious.
Yeah.
Most people have been exposed to the chicken pox, so it's typically not contagious. The time when it's actually the most concerning is if a patient's pregnant and they have not had chicken pox. That's when chicken pox, because it's one of the torch diseases. Torch is like, I don't remember them all off the top of my head, but it stands for like toxoplasmosis, blah, blah, blah. One of them is shingles, which is a herpes virus, which is chicken pox, and it can cause birth defects. Anyway.
I'm pretty sure I'm not pregnant, but I'll have to check.
So shingles, where are you getting? On your back?
2025.
Your torso?
Yeah, in my back, my torso. It was.
That's gross, dude. You're
it was
disgusting.
gross.
You're a disgusting human being.
Tell me about it. Yeah. Yeah.
But you don't have any other comorbidities, like you don't have diabetes or.
Well, okay. I really need to get a doctor or something. I haven't been to the doctor in like years. I've been having fainting spells too.
Okay, and you haven't thought maybe you should go to the doctor?
Well, I went to the doctor and they're like, "We'll refer you to a primary care physician," and then they ghosted me, and then I was like, "I'm too busy to follow."
What
up
kind
on
of
this.
doctor did you go to?
An urgent care.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like dizzy or something.
yeah.
But yeah, the fainting spells I should really probably get checked out.
They didn't do any blood work at the urgent care?
They did. They told me that my
Everything was good.
my health and my heart was fine. I was like, that's probably not true
They
because
can't
I've
really
been
tell
fainting.
that just from like an EKG and some blood work. It needs to be a little bit.
They gave me they took my blood and like did an EKG. They gave me like the results of my tests.
Yeah.
They're like everything looks normal. I've actually got it like framed in my house now, and the caption is like proof that I have a good heart.
You know what we should do in the future? We should have people bring in like their blood work. Be like, hey, listen, if you're going to be a guest on the show, like if you have any questions for Doc Jud, also bring in like
bring in a HIPAA release form.
Bring in the blood work and bring in the EKG so we could
Yeah.
that'd be tear you apart.
Yeah. I think I might be anemic actually. That's my cousin was telling me that we've got like anemia in our family.
Well, you would have seen it on the CBC. In other words, if one of the two things that like whenever they do blood work is always a CBC and a Chem 7, which means like a CBC has a white count, your red cell count. Anemia means that you have a low red cell count.
Okay.
Your low hemoglobin and hematocrit. So 100%, if they did blood work, they checked your hemoglobin and hematocrit. So if they told you that you had a normal hemoglobin and hematocrit, you're not anemic.
I don't know if they ever told me that. I'll have to check. I'll have to follow up with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's one life hack you think more people should know about?
A life hack. Dude, life is tough. I don't have that many life hacks.
Oh, really?
No, I don't know.
Could be
Kinda
anything that's
stumped on
worked
this
for
one.
you. You know?
I'd say like playing chess in the park is a good way to like unwind after a long day. Like that's sometimes you like want like a little bit of social interaction and like some banter and like just something stimulating that's not like a full interaction. Chess in the park has been awesome for that. You just go like. I've been playing there for a couple of years now, so I know some of the guys. It's like seeing a friend.
Mm-hmm.
You play some chess, then your like social battery or your social needs for the day are met, and you can go home and like unwind a little bit.
I mean, would your advice be everybody should learn how to play chess?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
it'll be better. More actually, I don't know if that's true. I think it doesn't appeal to everybody, but
I mean,
is
I
it
know how to
put-
play. I know how to like move all the characters. I don't know like strategy. Like, how do you learn strategy for chess?
you just got to play a lot. I played in graduate school. I played every time I needed to procrastinate,
Okay.
which was a lot.
Like online, you would play.
Yeah, I'll play online. I'll play
Got it.
bullet chess.
Hmm.
There were like sessions where like I had to like prepare a presentation for like 4 p.m. the next day, and
Yeah.
it was like 4 a.m. and I hadn't started, and I was still playing bullet chess, and my rating was skyrocketing.
Nice.
And my research was in the tank. I was like, one more game.
Well,
So I
if
gotta-
anything, I would say your hack is probably more like give yourself a dose of like social interaction in some way every
Yeah.
day, right?
Yeah, like I have an outlet for social interaction that's like amenable to your schedule and the rest of your life, and it's like in a healthy self-contained.
But what
dose
if I
kinda.
hate people?
Well, that's exactly that's kind of the boat that I'm in. Like a lot of the time, it's like dealing with people is pretty tough, but it's like a very casual like. There's a time limit on it. There's a structure to it. You just play chess in the park. You like shoot the shit, and you're like, "Okay, I gotta go see ya," and then it's like it's done. And it's just
Right.
like one guy.
You
Play
like
chess,
it transactional.
Yeah, but
You're
it's
like
not fully
You're
transactional.
like a working girl. You know, you can just go in and out.
Yeah,
you know,
the
just
chess
talk
guys
about
are
what
like
you
the
need to.
working girls for like
Yeah.
casual social interaction, like hanging with the boys.
Yeah.
It's
Speaking
like-
of like social interactions,
Your wife's like, Massey, where are you, man? Oh, he's out playing chess again. He's always getting it out with the other people, you know.
yeah.
You got a family at home, Massey.
so speaking about
forget
social
about 'em.
interactions, I got another question for you. Lightning round question. The question is, speaking of social questions,
Yeah.
if you could invite anybody, dead or alive, to dinner
To dinner.
to have a conversation with, who would it be?
To have a conversation with to dinner. Any person, dead or alive. So many good choices. I'm not a religious guy, but it would kind of be cool to meet Jesus.
Yeah.
Then you could just tell people, like, I met him. You know what he looks like. There's all this debate about what did he look like.
What do you think
Jesus,
he looks
maybe.
like?
I don't know, probably like a lizard or something.
You think Jesus is a lizard?
No, yeah, and then Joe Biden's a fish. And
Well,
no, I don't know. Jesus is probably the Middle Eastern dude.
yeah.
Um,
Could be
I
a
don't know
little
about the
Greek
hair.
looking.
I wonder if he could be. I wonder if he came back from the dead to join you for dinner, do you think he'd still have like the holes in his hand and his legs and stuff?
Well, it would make playing chess a little awkward.
Yeah, make eat like using a spoon kind of tough.
Yeah.
Rolling dice would be different. Well, maybe not.
Dude, imagine
Yeah.
he like covers his mouth coughing, but like it still like gets through the hole.
I was picturing him trying to like drink soup and it just falls through.
You like dab Jesus up and your
Oh.
finger like goes through
Pull
the
off
hole
his
by
hand.
accident.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you play chess with Jesus? I feel like he'd be really good.
I feel like he'd be bad because they didn't have chess back then.
Yeah, but he was thinking like chess the whole time.
He was
you
no,
know?
he was more of a social guy. I don't think he would be.
What?
I don't think he was like a good analytical thinker.
Are you
do
kidding me? He was playing 3D chess the whole time. He's like up there and he's like, "Don't worry, yo, I'll be back."
Yeah, but isn't he God? So he should like know he's all knowing. So he
Yeah.
should be able to have the best chess game in the
Yeah.
Well,
in the
he's-
whole valley of Bethlehem.
Unless chess is the devil's game, is what you're saying. Because it is pretty devilish.
Yeah. Apparently, in like Buddhist religion, they don't like the Buddha. This could be completely wrong, but the Buddha was like not a fan of games at all. He thought they like corrupted the mind.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I really think so as well.
Me too. Well, I like meditating and stuff, but that's what prevents me from like going deep into Buddhism because it's like I like playing games too much.
Wait, so you're like, oh, I want to be a Buddhist, and then you found out you can't play chess? And
On a
that's why-
smaller scale, it hasn't been like a full decision like that, but I learned that, and I was like, you mean in order to be enlightened, I have to give up everything I love?
So you read Man's Search for Meaning, and you're like, oh, sick. And then you're like, oh, but chess is so important in my life.
How about somebody who's alive? Who would you invite to dinner who is alive?
Somebody I would invite to dinner who's alive. I don't like talking to people that much.
Yeah? You don't like any alive people. You're
I'm
more
trying
like
to
a
think.
necrophiliac.
Yeah, that's why I
Okay.
said Jesus and the holes in his hand.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
No, okay, an alive person.
So help me God, don't say Nemo chess.
Everyone is kind of like all the people I can think of are like very like one-dimensional. You know, I want like a multi-dimensional person. Like there's like you can think of politicians or like celebrities or like athletes or like people who are good at games.
So
What
you think
politician
they're
would you invite?
so anyone that's not you and famous is one dimensional?
Well, everybody that's not me and famous, I know them for their one-dimensional attributes.
But you think they only have one dimension and you don't think they might surprise you with other layers?
Well, they might, but I'm trying to think about who specifically. Actually, I got one that is gonna make me sound pretentious, but
It's okay.
less. It's there's this author I like, Kazuo Ishiguro, who wrote a bunch of books I really like. He wrote this book Remains of the Day. His books explore themes of like memory and like living a good life, and I think he's got like a lot of insightful ways of looking at the world that I'd like to talk to him about.
Oh,
Cool.
really? And
Yeah.
he's alive.
He's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he speak English?
Yeah, he's British. He's got a Japanese name, but he was like raised in England from the time he was like 5 or 6 years old.
Well, that's why he's happy because he's not living in Japan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
And people aren't happy in Japan.
Oh no, miserable.
They'll just
A
like
lot of
look
people
down
miserable.
at the floor and just walk.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
dude.
it's tough over there,
bizarre.
right? Their
Yeah.
economy's not doing so great these days.
Yeah, it's tough all around. Like working there is tough. When I worked there, mad people depressed. It's a
Yeah.
tough time. Okay. Next question. What do you think happens to you when you die?
I think it's probably a lot like it was before you were born.
Which is
Nothing. Your consciousness ceases to exist and your body returns to the earth. One way I like to kind of conceptualize it that makes it less sort of depressing is we don't really know where consciousness comes from. I think a lot of people say there's a soul, but what does that mean? I like to think of like the most compelling explanations I've heard are like consciousness is an emergent property of like complex networks of like electrical connections firing in your brain. But that's not a full answer, right? Like where does that come from?
Right.
So I kind of like this thought experiment, not so much thought experiment, but like this way of thinking about consciousness is there's like a common pool of consciousness from which the like connection, the electrical network in your brain draws from, and it gives you the like experience of being that you live with until you die. And then that like consciousness, it's like a big bucket of sand, and your brain like takes some of that sand while you're alive while the body's functioning, and then you die and the sand returns to the bigger bucket, and it's like the kind
and it gets redistributed.
Yeah, and it's not so much like your sense of self that continues to exist, but like sort of the broader like existence of thinking or like being in like ways that we don't understand whatsoever kind of continues to exist and grow forward.
Do you think that in the return from the bucket of the sand, like the amalgamation of the sand that is your specific consciousness then gets transported into something else, or do bits of it go and get distributed out into like another network, forming new networks of new life?
More the latter, yeah. I don't
Okay.
think there's anything like persistent about your one specific existence, but kind of the same way like we all come from stardust. Future consciousnesses may be connected to like bits of self-awareness that came before.
So the sense of self isn't the body and it's not the neural network, but it's actually just a production of the chemical and electrical thing that's happening in you. Because you are a self, right? Like what is you? Like when people say, they watch like a loved one die, right? And the soul leaves the body.
Yeah.
And in most cases, like people understand when they're looking at the body of the person that died, like, oh, that's not him anymore.
Yeah.
Like that's not this person.
Yeah.
So what is the self that is what you're talking about?
I think the sense of self is like a temporary state that's maintained in the like network while you're alive.
Right.
And then when the like your brain ceases to exist, that temporary state is like destroyed. And
Right.
like that sense of self ceases to exist. But there's like there may be some like consciousness resource that's returned to the bigger resource pool that continues to exist.
So maybe your attributes or collective insights that you've had in life get subconsciously transferred to the next like sense of self?
I don't really think of it like that. That would be cool, but I sort of just think it's like I feel like there could be something that connects us all, like all of our self-awarenesses are connected in a way that we don't fully understand, and I think that sort of like common consciousness continues to exist after individuals die. And I don't know what the back and forth mechanism between individuals and like common consciousness would look like, but that's just because we have like so little understanding of how this like self-awareness consciousness comes to be as the product of like chemical or electrical connections in the brain. Like it seems so far-fetched and like we understand it so poorly. But it
seems like there's a lot more than just electricity and neurons firing.
Yeah, exactly. There's
something
how
else
does that
going on
lead
that,
to
like,
a
you just
sense of
can't
self? I don't know. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. What's something? I got another question for you. What's something that you have a large fund of knowledge about that nobody would really know otherwise?
Dynamic pricing and ride-sharing networks.
Yeah,
Really?
tell us.
Tell us about that.
Because that shit is getting ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, I mean, my PhD thesis was pretty theoretical. It was about really about incentives in two-sided marketplaces connecting drivers to riders. So I proposed an algorithm which is able to align the incentives of drivers with the like welfare optimal sequence of trips in the network, and show that this like kind of incentive compatibility property is achievable when you're still trying to maximize the welfare of the marketplace, and you can do this when there's like very complex networks with like lots of spatio-temporal, like when there's space and time and uncertainty about the future. And it's sort of the like one of the qualitative conclusions. I was more on the like here's a theorem and like a long proof, but one of the you do need dynamic pricing to like make sure the drivers go to the right places at the right time so they can serve the like highest utility trips over the duration of the marketplace.
Can you explain it to me like I'm 5 years old?
Dude, he is definitely the most cerebral guest we've ever had. There's no question.
This is a comedy podcast. Yeah.
It's actually not really a comedy podcast.
Okay, cool. I'm not really a comedian. No.
Yeah, but so yeah, explain it to me like I'm 5. I get what you're saying. Like there has to be a certain level of dynamic pricing to incentivize both the buyer of the service and the service provider being the driver.
Yeah.
But explain to us, like we're 5, what your conclusion and thesis was.
So here's like a simple example. Imagine there's like a city with 2 locations, A and B. A, it's like just it's the suburbs. There's just people like doing trips like from A to A, like short trips within A. And then at location B, there's like a big concert that's ending in like an hour. And in an hour, there's going to be a ton of demand. Like just like 100 times more trips in an hour in location A than there are in location B right now. But right now, there's 0 trips in location A. So like the drivers all want to be at location B right now so they can serve all the trips there. But it takes like 10 minutes to get to location A. And so they got to give up the money from serving trips at location B to get over to location A where they can serve the big influx of trips that's going to come near in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So the from the driver's perspective, the like payout that they get from the trips at location A has to be big enough to make up for the lost time that they get from not serving trips at location B.
Mm-hmm.
Now at the same time, like if the trips if the demand that's coming in the future at location A is not willing to pay enough money to cover the cost of like getting drivers to go from B to A, then it's not worth it for like, those aren't utility maximizing trips because the cost to the network is the foregone like utility that can be provided at location B. So because there's like this sort of added cost to the network of forcing drivers to be empty, to be off trip, to make the travel from location B to location A, the riders at location A when the concert ends have to pay more in order for the social utility provided by the marketplace to be maximized.
Okay, so but aren't I incentivized as a driver also to look at proximity and duration of trip that's potential, where I could essentially say, like, even though I'm getting less money in coordinating trips with area B, I can do higher volume of trips, which would actually equate to more money.
Exactly, yeah.
So, but then, like, if everybody is now in a moment where a concert lets out and all the surge pricing indicates like there's a competitive market to get a ride home from said location, doesn't that also hurt them? Because it's like, okay, now it's $70 for me to go back when normally a trip from B to A would cost $20. So like, what's the justification if like 20 people are now asking for a thing? Like, shouldn't it mean that the cost of it should be less because now it's like, okay, there's so many people over there, there's so many drivers competing to go and get the person to pick up. So why does it need to be so much more?
Yeah, so like a priori, it's not clear that you can do both. It's not clear that you can like set prices that are serving the sort of highest utility trips for riders and incentivizing drivers simultaneously.
Right. Someone gets fucked.
Well, no, that's my PhD thesis, and like the person whose thesis I did it, who I kind of built on, showed that you can do it both using these kind of mathematical optimization approaches, which formulate these problems called like optimal flow problems. So you formulate like a problem like a convex optimization problem that's similar to like a minimum cost flow problem from computer science.
Can I just butt in for a sec, though? I mean, if you're not going to go work for Lyft or Uber, like, what's the utility of all this knowledge?
Well, I did work at Uber.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
nice.
good.
Prior to my PhD, I worked at Uber, yeah.
Oh, prior to, okay.
Yeah. But
Did you reapproach them and go, like, hey, I've totally mastered this thing, like, I'm a high-value hire, like, here's my PhD, it's totally relevant to this business, like, pay me?
yeah. I did.
And they said no.
Well, I was interviewing with them. I ended up taking a different job,
Got
but
it.
I was ready to kind of work on something else after having done this for so long.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you don't feel like, I mean, it's a little exploitative, like, of the system. Like, if I'm saying, for example, you know, it doesn't really cost that much for them to go and drive, you know, these people back and forth, but for some reason it's over $100 because of like all the demand. And now I know that the person has no choice to get home, so their only option is to take an Uber. So now they have to pay a lot. The person who's driving the car, yeah, they're getting a lot more money for like the service that they're providing, but then at the end of the day, like, the customer still feels kind of bamboozled.
Nah, because I'll tell you why. It's such a huge cost to society to have all those people drive their cars to that event, have 5 drinks, and then drive home, and then half of them be totally convinced that they're not drunk and end up crashing and killing people.
Right.
So Uber, Lyft literally saves lives. This whole thing, like, there's so much more value that is unquantifiable from these things that are avoided by having these ride shares.
No, I get that, but like, if you're optimizing the algorithm to like maintain this sort of like democratized, like, you know, purchase of the service and all that kind of stuff, and making sure that it's all optimized for where they pick it up, like, it's still sort of exploitative.
Well, I say there's 2 things. Like, one, in the kind of like framework that we use for defining what we mean by welfare optimal, like in like kind of like the mathematical modeling approach that I used, there is no like debate about it is the welfare optimal thing according to the model that we propose now, or like economists have used for like decades.
Mm-hmm.
That said, there is often a gap between these like simple mathematical models that like academics use to study marketplaces like this and like real important factors that matter when operating a business.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, a lot of those kind of discrepancies do manifest as like things that could be improved upon from like an equity perspective. Like, for one, if like location B, if there are like no alternative transportation models there, then like at location A, when this big concert lets out, all these people, like, they can't take the bus or something, and maybe the model didn't think about like the kind of that factor of individuals' utility.
Mm-hmm.
Here's an I don't know how deep into the rabbit hole I should go here, but
Go for it.
Here's another example is like when there's let's say like an external shock to the system. Like this happened in, I think, in like Australia, like several years ago. There was like a shooting in like downtown, and the like demand for trips out of there skyrocketed out of the blue.
Mm-hmm.
And the dynamic pricing systems like saw that there was like a huge increase in demand, and so they raised the prices to balance supply and demand. But like from an optics perspective, and also probably from like just like a general equity perspective, you really ought not to be charging people more for trips when there's
The
like
disaster.
violence that people are trying to leave from. And there, it's not like the pricing algorithms are designed to like match the people with the highest willingness to pay for a ride to a finite supply of drivers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the alternative,
Yeah,
like
but this is an ethical thing. I mean, they could always go back and be like, hey, I know that we overcharged you during that time. Like, in the
they're
spirit
not
of
gonna
good,
do that.
you know, we're going to give you a rebate or
they
something like
might
that.
have. They definitely. This was like a big thing, and I think it was like a big thing in the news. There was a lot of pushback because people were like, "Wow, Uber's gouging me in like the middle of like an active."
Well, I mean,
shooting.
they do that in the middle of storms all the time.
But I mean, yeah, that's
They do it after like we were in Chicago and the marathon let
Yeah.
out and we were trying to get to the airport and it was
Yeah.
like $250 to
Right.
go in like an Uber X
Right.
to the airport.
But
So-
it doesn't like it's not much has changed to warrant that like surge in price.
well, the demand has changed. There's a mismatch between demand and supply, and so the models are designed to match people with the highest willingness to pay for a trip to the finite supply of drivers. The alternative, like in a taxi system, everybody pays the same fixed rate, but in times where there's an increase in demand, you have to wait much longer.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a trade-off between how much the riders have to pay in terms of like money and time.
Yeah, but
Right.
in those massive surge moments, you always have to wait longer anyway. Plus, you have the increased cost.
But if there
Yeah,
was
but
no
that's just-
increased cost, you'd have to wait much longer.
Listen, that's just capitalism. I mean, for example, in that particular instance, when we were in Chicago and the marathon ran out, it was $250 to go to the airport in Uber X. I had the $250, but we chose to take the subway
Mhm.
just because we were like, well, we have the time. We're just gonna, see what it's like to ride in the L or whatever that thing is that goes, that train underneath. So I don't know. I think it's all about you. You got to pay for. It's capitalism. It's a free market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's sad when it's like a crazy storm, there's flooding going on, and they're saying like to take you 15 minutes away is going to cost you $100.
Mhm.
That's like, there's got to be some way to correct that.
Well, really, what would be good there is if there were more drivers in the network.
Yeah, but there's so many drivers. There's so many drivers of Uber that New York City had to implement like a surge pricing dynamic. The toll, the surge toll that they
I
have,
wanted
the
to call it a
$9.
tariff.
Yeah, it's essentially like a tax on people like riding within Manhattan because of congestion pricing. Thank
Congestion
you.
pricing,
Yeah, so the
yeah,
congestion
don't know.
pricing, is a direct result of the Ubers and Ubers lobbying to get them to implement this because they basically were working out a deal on the side with the government of New York to say like, yeah, well, introduce this congestion pricing, but our drivers won't have to pay that, which will help reduce costs for them because we've allowed so many drivers to operate inside New York City. Like if you're driving in New York and you see the cars around you, 90% of them have T's in the front of the license plate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the congestion is a direct result of the abundance of Uber drivers. Then they do this backhanded deal with the government agencies that they have to basically say like, we're going to bypass this requirement of surge pricing or congestion pricing because we have this like deal arranged. And then it hurts like the middle class and lower middle class people who have to do trade jobs that may require driving.
It would be
into the
funny if
city.
they're also immune from the cameras that track you, the ones that are like, if you go more than 30 miles an hour. Actually, it's funny. You had a party like a year ago or something out in Brooklyn, and I drove back to Manhattan, and I must have gone past like 5 cameras that I had no idea, and I was going more than 30 miles an hour, and I got like all these tickets for going like, I don't know, like
33 miles an
43
hour.
miles an hour,
Yeah.
down like a main street. It was
Damn.
crazy.
100%. I mean, there's all this like kind of stuff like with
Apparently
the
they're
double
doing that
parking.
on bikes now. Like on
Yeah?
bicycles are getting ticketed for going like 17 miles an hour.
Well, you
That's
should get a
insane.
ticket for being on a bicycle, period, because
You
you're
think so?
such a fucking annoying nuisance when it comes to driving around or even walking around the city. The bicycle people are the worst.
Oh, dude, if that was the case, I'd get so many tickets. I love driving around like a menace on a bicycle.
Really?
Yeah.
In Manhattan.
In Manhattan, yeah. I ride a bicycle. I ride the gray e-bikes. Like
Yeah.
the
Love those.
The
yeah,
power
city
one.
bikes. Yeah, I ride them like a motorcyclist with a death wish.
I also love the
See,
channel.
that's
You ever
the
see
point.
the-
That's the problem.
You ever see
Yeah.
the e-bike channels on like Instagram? Like I forget what it's called. It's like
The City Bike Boys.
City Bike Boys.
I love those
They're
guys.
the best. Can you play? Hey, Dom, can you pull up some City Bike Boys clips? These guys basically take city bikes and they just like launch them. They do like crazy antics, like flips and all kinds of cool stuff. I love them.
I hate the city bikes.
Really?
I hate them. Yeah.
You
because-
drive?
Yeah, I drive.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, I drive, but also walking around. I've seen the people with no regard for human life are the vast majority of them are bike riders.
But they have no regard for their own life.
no, I mean they think that they are the main character. When you're on a bike, there's
Yeah.
a certain like
That's true.
danger that is placed on you as a bike rider by driving in New York City. So there's like this mode that switches on where you're like, I am the main character. I must protect myself, but also everyone must accommodate me on the road because I'm in a vulnerable position as a bike rider.
Right.
And then you're like, well, actually, pedestrians are even more vulnerable. And if we're looking at like money-wise, like the drivers are the most vulnerable because you could be driving around like a douchebag on a bike, and then you hit that person, and it's like, great, now you have like a lawsuit or you have whatever.
Great. Now I'm gonna miss my meeting. I
Yeah.
just killed a guy.
Right, but that you killed a guy who was going on the sidewalk, coming out, cutting through, like running red lights, doing whatever. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
It is chaos. The
Yeah.
New York City streets are chaos.
Right.
Well,
I
especially
don't
because they're
envy
e-bikes. It's not
drivers.
if it was normal bicycles, it would be okay, but it's the e-bikes that are just nuts.
Yeah.
They're, like they're motorcycles.
Yeah, there are guys with like hooked up bikes that can go like 40 miles an hour, and they just don't care because they got to get their Grubhub delivery done.
Yeah.
And,
So here we
you know,
go. Here's City Bikes, or City Bike Boys. These guys just launching into the East River.
Yeah, but they're not taking the bikes back. They're just leaving them in the water.
Yeah, I wonder how
No,
they get
they
the
are.
bikes.
They got the string on them.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice.
So they're just rusting the hell out of these bikes.
Flip, nice.
This is really dangerous.
I love it.
You as
So
a
cool.
medical doctor, you endorse this?
100%.
That's insane. I
Well, the
guess it
more
gets
people
you
that
more
hurt
money.
themselves, yeah, it's more patience for me. Nice.
Oh my god.
These guys are when they took these city bikes out to like the woods.
These guys are really talented. Like
Yeah.
these are not good bicycles.
Yeah, no, these guys are like professional like BMX riders and stuff. Hilarious. Well, anyway, we got time for about one more question.
Okay.
You're up.
What's the question?
Well, it's the lightning round, and it's your turn. But I'll hook it up. I'll see. I've got one more.
I think I asked my question.
No, I was asking about the large fund of knowledge, and then he went into the whole Uber pool and
Yeah,
et cetera,
yeah.
et cetera, et cetera.
So that was cool.
So I'll ask you. I'll leave it something like very, I don't know, very superficial. What's the craziest vacation? What's your craziest vacation story you've ever had?
Craziest. Oh, I went on a 7-day hike with my brother, and his shoes caught fire on day 3.
How did they catch fire?
So it had rained a lot the first 2 days, so we picked up like 5 pounds of water weight like in our backpacks and our clothes and stuff. And so on the morning of the 3rd day, we'd camped out on the beach. Okay, it was beautiful, like west coast of Vancouver Island. And wake up, it's first day it's sunny. Okay, day 3 it's sunny. And so we start a fire, we make our breakfast, we put all our clothes next to the fire to dry because they'd picked up so much water over the last 2 days. And then out in the distance, it's the ocean, there are whales. My brother's like, sick, whales. And he runs off, he goes, looks at the whales. I'm like, that's so cool. I stay back, I start to do the dishes, minding my own business, head in the clouds. And I look down, and my brother's shoes, which had been next to the fire, were smoking. They had caught fire. And so I blew them out, and they weren't too badly charred or anything, but like the plastic had melted and coagulated a bit.
And you guys hiked in.
We hiked in, yeah. We were like deep in the bush.
He needed those shoes.
He needed those shoes. He wore them for the remaining 5
Wow.
days. He had to adopt like a funny way of walking where he put the left side of his foot down and like rolled his foot with each step.
Oh
Jesus.
god.
Yeah, that was awesome. And the funny thing is there's like a halfway checkpoint where you could leave. And I was the one who wanted to leave. I was like stressed. I had to like make it to my internship or something. He was like, dude, we got to finish the hike. And I was like, this guy's literally doing the hike with burnt shoes.
It's
I'm
cool.
not
That's
gonna
your younger
leave.
brother, the one that you were
My
gonna call
younger
from
brother.
jail? Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
What's his name?
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. You're cool.
Shout out Jeremiah.
All right, so that's going to wrap up our Close the Door Behind You podcast with Massey Shore. Tune in. Where can everybody find you? Do you have any like Instagram handles and stuff?
I'm on Instagram, M_C_comedy for now.
Cool.
Awesome. All right, thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
Thank
Peace
you.
out.
Love you guys.
Love you too.